Okay, today is not the typical vlog, and I'm filming during the week, which is weird because usually I film during the weekends. But today we wanted to share with you our family's camping experience at Arrowhead Park this year because it was freaking awesome! Okay. Every year we usually go on a big weekend or extended weekend camping adventure with the family, the whole family, usually aunts and uncles and parents and everybody. And then this year was our first year with Levi. If you guys have been following along, we have a little 8-month-old son right now, and we took him camping at Arrowhead Park this year, so we felt like we were going to share this. Actually, I'm sharing with you. Lisa's walking around getting things done, and Levi is just staring at me. It's like, why is Daddy talking? For those of you that don't know Arrowhead Park, it was nice for us because we live up in Muskoka. We're 2 hours from the city already. We were only about 50 minutes away, 40 minutes away from Arrowhead Park. For those of you, the majority of you that are watching this, you're probably down south. It's about 3.5 hours from Toronto, which is a good benchmark for you guys to figure out how long it would take you to get there. I had to turn the fan on. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the fan, but it's still summertime and I am freaking hot. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm sweating. We need to get air conditioning. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by just explaining the park and the campgrounds. Arrowhead Park itself there's a lot to explore. There's a lot of things to see, a lot of places to go and activities to do. They have a few different campsites. The southern campsites are powered so that you can, take your RVs or your trailers or whatnot and plug them in, and then you are supplied with your power. So one of the northern sites was called South Lundy, which is the one directly south from where we stayed, is a radio-free zone. So if you guys want to have a good time at night, fire, have some music going, I suggest you make sure that you are not booking in that campsite. The southern campsites where you can get power and park your trailers and so on seem to be a really nice place to go because those sites are around some really iconic views. They have the big bridge that overlooks Arrowhead Lake, and they also have just down the road from that the Big Bend Lookout and some hiking trails, biking trails. We stayed on the north end, which was more so the kind of party area, which was good, kind of bad. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. I really like the campsite itself. It's in the north end of the park. You're kind of excluded from a lot of the population in the south end of the park, but you're also right near a big hiking trail there that goes around Arrowhead Lake. There's a bike trail alongside of that as well. And where we stayed in the park, in our campsite, and right across the road was a pet activity area. It was like literally 3 to 4 minute walk, and even though they call it the pet activity area, it was a beautiful beach, and everybody had their pets down there, but it was still nice and clean enough for people to go swimming. There was a lot of people out there in the water, including myself. We also parked our canoes and kayaks there. So it was a really convenient spot in terms of we could just walk from our campsite to the lake, or to a hiking trail or to a biking trail. So yeah, there was lots to do right in that area, and that's the one thing that I love about Arrowhead Park. It seems like no matter where you decide to go, there is a lot of stuff around for you to do. The sites, if you were wondering, they're not like particularly large sites. The majority of them, they're not really small either. We were able to park 2 vehicles, set up 2 tents plus a dining tent, so 3 tents, and still have room for an outside picnic table next to a large enough area to sit a bunch of people around a fire. So yeah, it was spacious enough. And I find that the sites there too were not really too close together. They were separated enough to make it slightly private. Good idea to look at the map and try and figure out where you are. I suggest the site that we stayed at. I believe it was 52, right, Lisa? Yeah. Outside of the sites, activities, they've got biking trails, hiking trails, quite a few of them, different things to see. Apparently there's like an old mill ruin or something. Is that what you told me? I don't know. We didn't go see that. And they have the Big Bend Lookout, which is a huge river lookout. It was really cool. They got Stubbs Falls, which is just a beautiful place to go and chill out with the family. It's a little bit of a hike, not a huge hike to get there. It's a beautiful place to relax. Lots of coverage if you're looking for shade, lots of sun if you want to get out into it. You can get right into the river, into the waterfall. It's not like a huge waterfall, more of a rapid type situation. So while we were there, we spent a lot of time at the activity area, on the water there in the beach. The great thing about that beach is it was actually away from the main beach and the large population. So there were people there, but it wasn't like overly crowded. We had a great time, spent a lot of time there. The father-in-law spent a lot of time fishing. I got out on the canoe. There was a nice canal that's like right around from the activity park there that kind of connects Arrowhead Lake to Mayflower Lake. I didn't actually end up going through the whole canal as this because I was in a large canoe by myself with this expensive camera and it got kind of dicey. I've been to a lot of provincial parks in Canada and I really like Arrowhead Park. And we didn't get to experience everything over the long weekend because we spent some time relaxing, so I'd love to go back and do more hiking, biking. It all depends on who I can get to come with me. Maybe Levi when he gets older. So yeah, accessibility is really good. The amount of things to see, the lakes are freaking beautiful. You got a couple iconic places that are just beautiful to take pictures of. So if you guys are into photography like I am, there's a great park for that. Really, all in all, it was a great park. The one thing that I have to say we had a serious trouble with is that nobody actually patrols that park at nighttime. We had a run-in with some neighbors in the last night, but they were being extremely annoying to the campers around them. It was well past 11 o'clock and they were screaming and yelling and just being completely immature and like, what would you call it, babe?
Spring breaking.
Yeah, they were basically spring break partying at a family campsite. Like, we all are okay with people trying to have a good time, but it's a respect thing when you are camping alongside many other people. If you want to party like that, maybe go camping out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I really suggest to the parks people, if you guys end up seeing this video, patrol your sites. Maybe go to the north end once or twice after 11 o'clock to make sure that people are happy with their situation, because that was one kind of really annoying night out of the rest of them that we all stayed there. Other than that, we had nothing really wrong with the park, and I would give this a good old 4 stars out of 5 in my books. How do I end the video, buddy?
Levi, say subscribe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.